Hello, Internet. I hope you've been enjoying my Gravity team so far. Something a little bit different to what other people have been using. We are still battling through rank 6 here. We did win the last two games though, thankfully. So if you haven't been watching the week so far, go back and watch all of the videos, apart from maybe the first one. But from the second video, which is from Monday onwards, I think the games have been fairly competitive. We've had a few things that have really caught us out. This is the first Smurgle as we play Long Dong Kong. Yes, I should have read that before I read it out, shouldn't I? But anyway, yeah, we're sort of climbing now. But this is the first Tornadoes that we've come across as well. In fact, this is that team that Japanese guy did really well with at the North American tournament, I think, wasn't it? I like this team. Yeah, this is the team with the slow Tornadoes, isn't it? I do like this team. So, I can't remember what the set on the Calyrex was. If it had a sash or if it was Life Orb. The sash is probably on the Smurgle though, isn't it? So, maybe it is Life Orb? So I'm actually... This is not what I would normally do, I don't think. I'm going to lead with Lunala and Sandy Shocks. Oh, do you think... Oh, I mean, I think it's too late to change now, isn't it? But maybe this would have been a game for Sableye. I'm just thinking about that Smurgle leading. Apologies if it's getting dark. I cannot control the sun going down. Although I do have to admit I have control over purchasing lights and torches and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't. So... You're just going to have to watch me get darker as the week goes on, I suppose. Okay. So the Smurgle could just try and fake out here, which would be great for me. But then, do I want to... Their Calyrex is probably going to Terra, isn't it? So I probably should Terra my Lunala as well. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to Moongeist Beam, and I'm going to Electro Web. They could just Protect and Spore. Thinking that, well, you know, the combination of these two can't knock Smurgle out. Like an Electro Web and a Meteor Beam probably would do it. I can't tell if that's me or the opponent. Okay, it's me. Okay, so either I'm just knocking out the Calyrex here, or they are protecting the Calyrex and probably sporing, or decorating. Both of which... Yeah, okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Alright. What do you think they were expecting there? A wide guard? But even still, like, were they doing that just to break the Shadow Shield? I'm not quite sure. Did they think I was going to swap? And if they thought I was going to swap, why didn't they just Astral Barrage? I didn't see the Moody Boost there, but as I learned in the last video, I can see what stats changed. So Zamazenta was the other legend, wasn't it? Yeah, there it is. So I have committed my Terra now, though. That is the unfortunate part in this scenario. So, okay. Speed has dropped, actually. Okay. I could go for a few things here. I can Gravity, I can Hypnosis. One Body Press isn't going to knock Lunala out, but I do want to knock the Smurgle out. I don't want to Electro Web because they... No, they're not going to Wide Guard here. They're not going to wide guard here. They're just not going to wide guard here. Yeah. So, if my Sandy Shock survives the turn, which it should do, I will Gravity next turn. I was thinking of Gravitying this turn, but wow, that's actually a lot closer to... Okay, yeah. I was going to say a lot closer to getting hit in, you know, getting knocked out in one hit than I thought it would, but critical hit. Okay. So we know they can't taunt the Lunala here. Would they try taunting the Sandy Shocks? Are they just going to Tailwind here? Probably. I've got Iron Valiant and Groudon in the back. Yeah, I'm actually going to try and match Tailwind. The only way I don't get this Tailwind off is if they Tailwind and target me with a Zamazenta. And I'm not going to try and Gravity, I'm just going to try and Electro up here. Yeah, they have still got their Terra. Which is on the Tornadus. Okay. Was it it was Dragon? Okay. Okay. Again, I'm thinking, yes, my Iron Valiant could be, you know, could have been special and could have had Moonblast. And now this Tailwind is a little bit redundant, isn't it? The Zamazenta's at -2. Yeah, Sandy Shocks is probably going to get knocked out to a body press here. Yeah. So they can just wide guard indefinitely. Potentially. Iron Valiant's only got close combat. This has become a little bit tricky, hasn't it? Precipice Blades will knock the Zamazenta out. If they Tailwind, though, they are at -2, which will put them faster. Yeah, I think I have to Precipice Blade. I'm thinking if they Tailwind, Zamazenta is at -2, but in Tailwind will be faster than my Groudon, so it can knock out the Iron Valiant in one, unless I Icy Wind again. But if they Wide Guard, that's useless. I'm going to hope... I don't have much attack investment, but I'm going to hope that this close combat knocks the Zamazenta out. Okay. I did think they might protect the Zamazenta there, but... And I was right. But, okay, they're just scouting out what I'm going to do. So what, we've seen Bleak Wind Storm, Protect, Taunt and Tailwind, surely, are the last two moves? I don't think there's anything wrong with doing the exact same move again. This does assume that close combat knocks out the Zamazenta. The only other option, Blind Hypnosis, no, I don't want to do that. Wide Guard, there's not really any point in doing that, because if they're going to threaten me, it's with Tailwind. So I have to close combat, and I have to, yeah, hope it knocks out the Zamazenta. So yeah, so there's the Wide Guard. Just because I'm thinking that Groudon surely beats Tornadus 1-on-1. Yeah, Bleak Wind Storm will probably knock Iron Valiant out. Well, it will knock Iron Valiant out here, won't it? If they hit. They're rolling the dice on accuracy as well now. Oh. Yeah, okay, Wide Guard. I was thinking they didn't protect it, did they? Okay, well, this has actually got a little bit scarier than I thought it was going to be, because I'm faster, and I survive one more Bleakwind Storm, one Precipice Blade isn't going to knock him out. So I need 2 Precipice Blades out of gravity, or I can Sword Stance, so I only need 1 Precipice Blades. So I'm going to Sword Stance. There was also the chance of them protecting. Didn't see really why they would, but... that was close. I can't get the speed drop now as well. And, yeah, okay. They are a slow Tornadus anyway, aren't they? So I think I did make the right move at the end there. They have no priority or anything like that. Hitting 1 Precipice Blades is higher chance than hitting 2. So, come on, Groudon. Ooh, that delay again. Okay, yes, good. That delay at the end is scary. Yeah, I mean, they made some strange moves in this game, didn't they? If they terrored the Zamazenta instead, then close combat wouldn't have knocked it out. Yeah. I don't know. That was actually a little bit of a scary game. Made easier by their kind of fumble turn 1 as well. Not really sure what they were doing. But we'll take it. Yeah, we've ranked up into Great Ball. Okay. Alright, well, going well-ish so far. Again, 3 losses. 2 of them were due to bad luck. And one of them, yeah, I think is fair enough. Well, I mean, they're all fair enough, aren't they? But here we go. Bilbo. I'm sure we've played Bilbo before. Okay, so all the times that I've been, like, as in years before, I remember the name Bilbo. And not just from Lord of the Rings. All the times I've been saying that, ooh, Iron Valiant would have been better with Moonblast on it, I have got close combat on it for Terapagos. That thing is actually quite scary for me. Especially if it just starts ramping up, you know, Calm Minding straight away. I mean, strangely, Sableye is alright into it, but I don't want to bring Sableye. If they leave... yeah, okay. I'm going to go with Lunala Sandy Shocks, which makes me really vulnerable to the Terapagos, but I can put it to sleep, and I have got things in the back that can do more damage to it. If they lead with the Koraidon, then they're getting the sun for me. They're giving me my photosynthesis boost. The problem is a lot of them have the clear amulet, so my Electro Webs, you know, not really effective. Fluttermane and Rillaboom, okay. Alright, well, I've led double weak to grass. No, I haven't. I thought I was leading Groudon there. I've led single weak to grass. I mean, I can always Terra my Sandy Shocks, but I don't really want to. I mean, they could go for a Grassy Glide Shadow Ball into the Lunala as well. I mean, that is a thing that could happen. But they could just Moonblast me as well. Okay, yeah. I think this is a somewhat safe move. Okay, good. My Covert Cloak doing some business there. It is just a Shadow Ball. And we survive, thankfully. I don't know. Okay, that's... if one was going to avoid it, that one was fine. Yeah, I don't know what the calculation is for choice specs. Shadow Ball from Fluttermane. But, yeah, okay. I'll take that. So this is an advantage of using this team in closed team sheet. You know, the amount of times that people will just go for a fake out into my Sandy Shocks. Lunala probably isn't in Grassy Glide range, but it will be in... Oh, okay. I was going to say Koraidon range. That's not a Koraidon. But I don't want it to start setting up, so I am going to put it to sleep. If my controller will connect to the Switch. So finally we're getting Gravity. It feels like I played quite a lot of these games without Gravity. No Grassy Glide. Could just be a U-turn. Could be a Wood Hammer. It is a Wood Hammer. Okay, that's fine. I haven't used my Terra, so Groudon, if it wants to, can turn into a Fire type. And if it's Koraidon in the back, maybe I do, but at the same time, do I really want to be... Do I really want to be letting the Starstorm thing do super effective damage to me? This is okay. I am gonna turn into a Fire type, and I'm gonna Heat Crash the Rillaboom. They can just, you know, turn that into the Koraidon, which is why I'm thinking maybe I Electro a bit as well, or I Earth Power it as well. But at the same time, I do want to break the ability of the Terrapagos as well. Yeah, I'm gonna Earth Power the Terrapagos. Okay, Rillaboom stays in. Worst case scenario then is Grassy Glide and a Wake Up. Again, one in 3 chance of the Terrapagos waking up here though. Okay. I feel like most of the games I've been playing here on the Switch, my sleep turns have not been favourable. At least there's no Grassy Glide. But yeah, Koraidon is scary, especially if it's holding the Covert Cloak. Yeah, and there it is. So I've got Iron Valiant in the back. Terrapagos can't protect this turn. I have to just attack, don't I? If they turn the Terrapagos into the funny-looking Terrapagos thing, Sun goes, and then Koraidon will be faster than Sandy Shocks. But if the Sun goes, then their attack boost goes as well. So I'm going to Electro Web here. Okay, no clear amulet on the Koraidon is probably Life Orb then. And no Terror, no anything like that. Close combat, okay. And a Calm Mind. Alright. Well, I think we're sitting in a decent position. Because we can just Precipice Blades. Koraidon is in range of maybe even Earth Power at this point. We have still got Gravity. For one more turn? 2 more turns. So yeah, and we are, with the Electro Web, we are faster. There's nothing that can have Wide Guard. We are safe to go for Precipice Blades. And Koraidon's gone. If Koraidon protects and Terrapagos knocks Groudon out, then that could be an issue. So do you think I protect Groudon this turn to scout that out? No, I don't, because I think Koraidon is in range of Earth Power still. Because if I protected Groudon, did whatever with Sandy Shocks, and then knocked the Sandy Shocks out, they could have Flame Charged and then become faster than Groudon. I did still have Iron Valiant in the back, and I have got Icy Wind on that, but then, so they have protected that. So, in hindsight, you know, my move to protect Groudon would have been better. I've made this assuming that Sandy Shock survives this. It is +1. Yeah, we do. Even the critical hit wouldn't knock us out there. I think we're fine, assuming the Koraidon is in Earth Power range. I mean, the sun has gone down, but in more ways than one, haha. But we did get the speed drop on the Koraidon, and they haven't flame charged. They haven't done anything to get their speed back up, have they? Yeah, they are speed -1 still. So yeah, I'm safe. I think I'm safe just to close it out with a close combat and an Earth Power. Yeah. So here we go. If we had Moonblast on the Iron Valiant, this game would have been a little bit more of a problem. But this is exactly why I've got close combat on Iron Valiant. So I'm quite chuffed after all these times saying that, ooh, Moonblast would have been better. I'm quite chuffed that, yeah, close combat has done the business for us. Yeah, nice one. Okay. Well, okay, well, we're at this sort of awkward kind of time, aren't we? We're 22 minutes in, almost 23 minutes in. Another game will take us a lot longer. So I think I am going to end it here, but maybe I'll just sort of talk for a little bit or ask some questions anyway. Because I think this is going out on Thursday, this video. Bearing in mind, I've said to him, yes, I'm going to talk. What am I going to talk about? It's been a long time since I've uploaded these videos, well, since I've uploaded anything to YouTube, and the tweet that I sent out a few months ago, maybe it was even last year, I think, was true. You know, the tweet that I sent out basically was that something along the lines of the last time that I competed in an official tournament was the 2022 World Championships. It was a long time ago. Yeah, it was as I was watching Worlds last year. And yeah, there was a bit of me that was, you know, envious of the people competing, and you know, I was enjoying watching it. You know, I would have liked to have been competing there, but I am at peace with if I never play the game competitively again, just because I did lose, and this is, I don't know if anyone had been wondering, you know, why I hadn't been playing much Pokemon over the last few years, but I did lose a lot of my drive to play the game. I think the biggest thing for me really was just that the amount of time and stress it took out of me, because I don't know how often, you know, other top players, in inverted commas, you know, practice and get ready with their teams and stuff for big tournaments, but for me, I would be playing on Showdown for, you know, the whole evening kind of thing. So I'd get home from work, I'd eat, do whatever I needed to do, play on Showdown, get annoyed if it didn't go well, or be somewhat satisfied if it did go well, and then that would be my evening over, and then the next day it would be wake up, go to work, all over again. And that just was not a healthy way for me to be living, I suppose. And so, yeah, like after the 2022 World Championships, like, I did terribly in that tournament, and if that's how my career playing Pokemon, properly ends, then, so be it. But the last 3 years, especially, like, I've enjoyed keeping up with Pokemon. I've enjoyed watching the tournaments, but I've really not missed the stress that, I put on myself to make teams that work. I mean, this is the thing, like with me, as you've seen, here all along the years that I've been doing this, I can't use other people's teams. I have to make my own team. And I think it's through that process that I understand how the team works and what I'm supposed to be doing with it. But I also like making teams that are unique and different and catch people off guard and are not what people would have been preparing for as well. And that's, in the situations where I have been successful in the past, it is for that reason, I would think. And so there's maybe more, with just bearing all of that in mind, maybe there was more emphasis on the amount of time and effort that I had to put into making teams to make them work, to make them viable. And when it didn't work, for example, I mean, there's a few examples. I mean, the 2022 World Championships, that team didn't work, but on the day, I played absolutely abysmally as well. Like, in hindsight, there were ways that I could have won some of those games. World Championships 2019, that team didn't really work. But then I went and entered the next regional with my Gravity team that I've been making throughout the season, and I won it. So, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, there's a whole new generation of people now that, play the game, and some of the, top players, I've never met them, and they've never met me. Maybe they don't even know who I am, and that's the bit that sort of gets to me a bit, because like, I've always been, people, I mean, I'm not, with a big head or whatever, but like, when I was playing, people knew who I was, and all this history with me playing the game, it's just vanishing, just because, and I don't expect people to remember me or, I don't expect people to think about me, of course not, all that kind of stuff, but there's a whole new generation of people now that just don't know about my teams and about the philosophy that I have, I suppose. And I guess I am having a proper waffle now, aren't I? One thing that I do find really depressing is the sheer lack of creativity in VGC. And you watch a tournament these days and it can be enjoyable, but there's maybe one person throughout the whole entire stream that is using something interesting. No one thinks outside of the box anymore. No one is creative anymore. The top players are happy to just use a team that someone in Japan has done well with, or a metagame team that everyone else has been using, and just because they are the better player, that's how they do well. That's never been how I've played it, and it always depresses me how that teaches younger players that, like, almost teaches them it gets them into the mindset of thinking that they can't be creative as well. When, look at me, I'm using Sandy Shocks and whatnot here, and not doing terribly with it, but anyway, there's a few of my thoughts. I've enjoyed not playing Pokemon. I have been sort of playing behind the scenes here and there, building a team like this one. I wish I was playing at the World Championships. I wish I could see how well I could do with a team like this at the World Championships. But qualifying for Worlds is expensive and difficult, as I said in that tweet last year. And I just don't have the time for it anymore, unfortunately, with my job and everything else going on. But anyway, just to completely end my tangent there, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please like and share. But no, I mean, comment if you've been through, similar thoughts yourself, kind of thing. If you think there's no, or if there's less creativity than there used to be. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.